Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy M31s. So you can take it as a kind of, I don't know, between mid to long term. I will explain you why it is a kind of that. I guess it's almost a week. I'm using this phone, and in between that, what happened? Once we tried the durability, I haven't posted here, but you can check out other channel. The phone passed successfully in all the tests with few compromises that you can check there, and after 2 to 3 days, suddenly display goes off. Phone was working, I can hear the notification, I can feel the vibration when I'm trying to turn on and off just by forcefully pressing the power button, but display was not working. So I guess it was dead kind of for 1 to 2 days, and I just tried to hit the phone to the walls and everywhere. Nothing worked, but suddenly when I woke up next day morning, the display was working. So it's a kind of between mid to long term. Anyways, I've used this phone heavily. I checked the camera, I did the gaming test, I did the performance test. So check the battery, everything else. So I can just tell you how this phone is working. Okay. So first thing you're going to like about or maybe dislike about the M31 is the design. See, what you don't like is the material that they're using. On this price segment, you get glass back panel design from most of the manufacturers, even on this price segment. For example, there is a phone, Redmi K20, which has a metal frame and the glass back panel. So you can see one company can give you a lot of good material hardware in terms of physical material, but they don't give you. But we all know the side effect of glass back panel. So I don't mind having glass or plastic. Either way, I'm going to use some kind of a skin or case. So you should also do that. Okay. So in this term, it may not look too premium, but in other term, like the way the phone is designed, it looks premium. See, this phone has 6000 milliamps battery and the weight is just 203 grams. It's not just 203 grams, even though it feels heavy. But if you just compare with other brands who are offering 5000 milliamps battery and they give you around the similar weight. Okay, so in this terms, this phone is better. Also, if you just look on the camera bump and compare with other manufacturers who are using the same camera sensor, you can see there's a lot of camera bump there, but here it is a kind of flat. It's very minimal here compared to other brands. So in this way, phone feels slims and it's perfectly comfortable. Not the sharp edge, but the rounded corner edges feels good. Okay, so in this way, you will like the phone when you try to hold it and try to use it. It will feel you very comfortable. Now, this is the part of the design. Okay, also there's a change. This time you're gonna get the side mounted fingerprint sensor and it works really cool. There is some bit of animation delay, but it's there because that is Samsung One UI, which is slightly complicated. That's why there is a delay. Okay, moving on, next that you will enjoy on this phone is obviously the display. I mean, there is no denying, there's no question, Samsung is amongst the, or you can say, the top display manufacturer when it comes to mobile displays. Okay, all of the companies, mostly they try to first grab the Samsung display. So there is no compromise on the display. And whenever I have to test a display, I used to go outside because indoor you can feel all the display is great. I mean, there is no problem in viewing angle or watching or seeing anything. You go outside, you can see the display is perfectly visible. And I left the phone on the auto brightness mode, and it just adjusts itself. Display is really bright, colors are beautiful. There is no complaint on the display. So display is perfectly A plus for this price segment. Okay, so it's perfectly fine. Moving on, the thing that you may or may not like. See, it depends on the way you are going to use your phone. This phone comes with Exynos, a very ancient 9611. I mean, Samsung using is a lot of phones, A series, M series. I mean, I don't know, they overproduced it. They're not able to consume it, so that's why they are not trying to throw it. It's a good thing. I mean, it's saving a lot of material, so that's why they are trying to give you whatever is the reason. See, if you are a power user, okay, and you are using multiple devices together, and in fact, if I use one phone and other phone side by side, which has the 730G or which has the 720Z, and so there are so many phones which are giving you great processor. The Kirin 810 on the 9X Pro is really great and awesome. Even the MediaTek G90T, like, they work super cool. So in this way, you will see like this is slightly slow in terms of performance, but if you just use this phone casually, you won't see much because this is working fine. I mean, great. You can see around 95% time you won't notice any delay. There is a little bit of animation, but that's perfectly okay. This phone comes with a lot of RAM, at least 6 and 8 gigs of RAM, so which is more than enough to handle all the applications and memory. It works cool. So in this way, you will like it. And how slow it is, you can check out the benchmark results and you can easily feel like how it is going. So yeah, it is slow if you compare with other brands, it is okay. If you don't compare it, it is not the fastest chipset. We know that. At least on the price, you have a lot of good options. So for the gamers, for the guys or girls or people, I mean, whoever you are, if you're spending a lot of time on the phone, then you may find this phone slow. Okay. Now, there's a lot of myths like Samsung phones are getting slow after 2 to 3 years. So this phone is more than 2 years old. Galaxy Note 9, now Note 20 has came, and I don't find this device too slow because it has 845. I'm using a device which are having 855, 855 plus, 865, and Apple Bionic processor. In comparison to that, this is definitely slow because it is much older. But if I use the phone in a way, I don't find it very slow. I can easily do my job. So even after 2 years, you won't find it very slow. Next, we got to go to the camera. How's the camera overall? And I tested camera in a perfectly good way. See, this phone is using the 64 megapixel. The pictures are really bright. Pictures are really beautiful, and they give you a lot of cool things. But here is again the problem. In some situation, the camera struggles to focus or may not be showing you perfect color, especially if you're taking photos of an object which is bright orange, which is bright red. So kind of that, it may struggle there. Okay, photos may not look natural. It may look like kind of a canvas or paint job. So you can see the photos. Here it is that. And other camera, you get the ultra wide, which does fine. Now we have another 5 megapixel macro and 5 megapixel depth sensor. About the macro, it is more what you get on the other brands on this price segment. Generally, you get 2 megapixel under 20K, but here you get the 5 megapixel macro. In outdoor, I try to take a macro shot, but I don't know how, but I did not got very clear picture. Especially I'm talking about when I took the photos outside. Indoor, it's kind of okay, but again, I don't like the macro shot of this phone. Maybe you can take and tune, you can just adjust some stuff, but in auto mode, I did not got the good shots. Indoor, it is okay, but not the outdoor. Okay, so this is how the macro work. And depth sensor, it works fine. It takes good portrait. Little bit of software issues, but that will hopefully fix in the future update. Moving to the selfie, here is again the good part, especially for the video. I think it's really impossible on this under 20, around 20K price segment to get a phone which can film the 4K from the front video. This is really impossible. Even on go to the flagship phones, there are hardly some manufacturer which give you. I remember when I first time used the Nokia 8, that phone had a 4K front video recording. So it is very, very rare. So if you're doing some, you're very active on the micro vlogging side, like X, TikTok, or Instagram, Reels, whatever you're using. So selfie videos with the 4K really gives you a crispy video quality. Rear side also, you can film the 4K videos. It takes good video, especially videos from the Samsung are really great because in the video, if the object looks more crispier, brighter, it feels great. So 4K may not be stabilized, but it gives you a perfect photo. Okay. Now, there are two more things to talk about the battery. This phone has a 6000 mAh battery. In the box, you will get the 25-watt charger. It's really champion. I mean, this is the, after the Infinix brand, they also gives you 6000 mAh battery. This phone is the second battery champion. I mean, because it has the AMOLED display, dark mode on the software, which perfectly utilizes the battery, or it is a huge battery. In my charge, in a week, I only charge it for, I only charge it twice because first I tried, it gives me around 3 days battery backup, and I'm using this phone on always on display, 24-hour auto brightness mode, Wi-Fi. In this way, I use it. Call quality I checked, it is okay. So I just took the SIM card out, it works fine. So battery, there is no complaint. Also, the fun part, I tried to charge this phone with a 65-watt Vogue charger. It was charging super slow, so I used the 18-watt Pixel charger. It was charging fast. So if you want a phone with a great battery backup, this phone won't disappoint you. Okay, and moving on, guys, let's talk about the software. So here you can see, I mean, what happened. So yeah, it works fine. Little bit animations is there, so you can see this is how Samsung phones work. So this phone comes with the Samsung One UI 2.1, and those who don't know, like people like the Oxygen OS software of the OnePlus. Now the Oxygen OS 11 has exactly same, more or less same look of the Samsung One UI. It designed for the better reachability for the phones, comes in the phablet category, like 6.5 inches around display. I don't mind it, it's okay, but you just gonna miss the stock vanilla and white look that you find this way, which I feel still is very good. Okay, moving on to the things, features, like you get all these Samsung phone, like the Samsung Knox security secure folder, and it works okay. As you can see, there's no problem. Go to the about phone section, you can see the software details. It has not the latest but the July security update, but maybe hopefully you will get very soon the August security update 1.2.0. It works okay, and I still prefer the gesture of the Samsung phone. I don't need to press long and see, I can just open. See, I can just open and I just have to do that thing, and it works very well. So I still like the Samsung gestures, and you can just slide on, see the notifications. So all cool things are there. So software is again good, there is no such problem, and you can actually customize the all-in-one display in the best way. No other manufacturer can give you such customization for the software mode. Okay guys, so that's been it. This is the Samsung Galaxy M31s, all the features. So in the summary, on what condition should you buy this phone? See, if you want a phone with the perfect designed phone, not the perfect looking phone, perfectly designed phone, this phone is good for you. If you want the best display, this is the best display. If you want the greatest battery among this price segment, this is the best. Okay, these are the three main pros of this Galaxy M31s. Performance, I will say it's okay. You will get better performing device in the lower price segment. So I'm agree with that. Okay, you have seen the benchmarking. So if you are a hardcore gamer, you should look for some devices which are having the 730G or 720Z, such kind of processor. They works very great. So that again depends on your requirement. Camera is again okay. For the video side, this phone is very great. For the camera, there are some other decent options, but hopefully this phone should get some software update. Most of the features will get fixed. Okay, so these are the two sort of cons, and you can see the durability. It's still okay. Had a side mounted fingerprint sensor, does cool job. It didn't break like biscuit. So these are the kind of pros and cons that I told you. Based on that, you can decide. Price is slightly more, but you get the at least 6GB RAM variant, and storage is good. Again, it takes a SD card, which is again nice thing, because many phones they come with such storage, but they don't offer you SD card. Here it is, there is a SD card option. Okay, so you can decide based on that, and maybe in the upcoming days we will see the series like the best smartphone and a 20K. Maybe I will compare and list out the phones according to category. You can check out there. Anyway guys, this is the first, not the first, after a long time, the first uncut video that I have made, because generally I just try to summarize feature and just try to tell you, but this time I just try to make it natural, what I like, what I don't like. Maybe you like, maybe you don't like. Okay guys, see you by next. OnePlus Nord, 6 feet height. Okay, Samsung Galaxy M31, Gorilla Glass 3.